Hey guys, how's it going? Ghostly Rich here with Mika, and today we are going to be tuning this Harley Davidson 2022 Fat Bob. Now to do this, you will need this tuner kit. It comes kind of as one piece. This is pretty universal, but what you really need is this cable right here. Don't worry, this comes as a package. It kind of looks like a printer cable, and it comes with another cable which has almost like a VGA input on one side, or R232 port. And what we're going to do is we're going to plug this in to this end, and then as you can see, the printer cable end goes into that printer cable like spot. So first thing you want to do is do that. This is the part number, by the way, for this one. To get at the port we need a number 4 Allen key. Go ahead, slide that in and take it out. It does take a little bit of finesse if you're doing it with a hand tool. Once you get that one screw out, just grab this right here, wiggle. Want to make sure I got a good grip on it. There we go, one-handed. If you want to, you could put it even right here. Just make sure it's not going to fall, because we need access to the ports that are down here. When you're looking in here, you might be like, whoa, there's all these connectors. Which one do I do? It's right here, this little red one. Just squeeze it like that and unplug it just by compressing this tab right here and pulling back. After you do that, you can technically go ahead and just plug this end of this into here. You can tell it's got that little barb right here. That little barb's going to click into here. So let's see if I can do this one-handed. Maybe. Bang. Let's go on the computer. Open up a web browser and put this link exactly like that into your web browser. When you do, this will pop up. Go ahead, go down to right here, download Pro Street Tuning software. It says enter the serial number and select the appropriate product. So as you can see right here, there's a serial number located on the VCI. Well, I'm not going to show you the serial number, but I will say if I cover this with my thumb, it should be right under my thumb. After you put that number in here and you press download, it might pop up saying that, hey, pop-ups are blocked. Make sure you click up here if you're using Chrome and allow the pop-ups. After you've done that, we're going to just give it a second after we've clicked it once again if that blocker was there, because then it's going to start downloading our tuning software. Next thing you want to do is just click on it so it opens up. I hate these touch keypads. They are brutal. All right. Windows is protecting your PC. Say more info and say run anyway. After you do that, it should run. We'll give it a second. There it is. Yes. It's checking its credentials. I don't think there's ever been any tuning software I've had where the computer has liked it. I've used quite a few. After that, I click next on English. We press next here. Welcome to the install wizard. It only works on these, so don't try number 11, I guess, yet, or Windows 11. Yeah, I accept your crazy agreements. The one before that just wanted a username, so I gave it one. And then here, I'm just going to put it in my C file. If you'd like to put things in other drives, go ahead. And then next, it's installing the drivers. After that bit of time, we hit finish. We can go ahead and shrink this. And look at this. Next to all my other tuning softwares, we now have Screaming Eagle. Now, one thing I will highly suggest that you end up doing is making sure that your laptop is plugged in and you have at least half battery before you start this. The reason why I say this is because the last thing you want to happen is your laptop to die during the tuning. If it bricks something, you're going to be really sad. So like I said, 50% battery at least. That's why usually for Windows updates and stuff, they want at least 50% battery, and make sure it's plugged into power if at all possible. Let's go ahead and open this up. It might take a second, and again, That's totally normal. Checking for updates. We're gonna literally just hit tune my motorcycle. As we can see here, make sure your vehicle is off. So, bike shouldn't have its display lit up or anything. It is off. Next, just like I showed you there, make sure that's plugged in. Make sure that's connected to there. This is connected to there. Now we need to plug in the USB. From right here, we can go ahead and plug in the USB. This is a very rigid cable. There we go. Now that that's plugged in, let's turn this around. Do we have to press this on or anything? No. We just literally leave it like that. Okay. And then from here it says turn on the vehicle ignition switch, but don't start it. So that just means come over here. You can see right here that it's asking me for a pin because my keys aren't close enough. I'll put these right there. Wow, see? Instantly. So make sure your keys are nearby. If yours is a touch, if it's not, just make sure it's in the on position. New version is available. Press OK. Instructions to proceed. Exit all other programs, which we are. Enter VCI connected to the bike has power, which it does. I've seen this glow for a second. Do not disconnect during the process. Key run must remain on, and click reprogram. Reprogram. So you can see it's doing its thing. We're gonna let it go. And again, if you're for some reason you're worried about your battery dying on your bike, you have a charger, plug your bike into. This can be very draining on a battery. So if yours is a weak battery, highly suggest it. From this point, like I said, just go ahead and let this do its thing. I'm not gonna make you watch the entire upload. Ta-da! It's gone ahead and done it for us. All right, from here, we can always check for updates again. No updates required. Perfect. Exit. Next is tuning. Before we select which tune we want, it's important to know what we have done to our bike. As you can see, we already have an open air intake, meaning that it's going to be very free flowing. You could go to the K&N one, which has the oil in it and all that other fun stuff, but this still is considered upgraded air intake with the 114. And then right here is our aftermarket exhaust. Now this is why I'm tuning today, because an aftermarket exhaust can actually make this bike run very lean and is dangerous for your bike. So it's actually imperative that you do tune. Once we do that, we come over here and we say, tune our motorcycle. It's going to tell you what to do. We're going to say, okay. From here, if this doesn't pop up, come over here and click tuning. When you do, this will pop up. As you can see, it has all my bike's information. I know this is correct. It's just pulling that right from the pin number, which you're not going to be able to see because I'm going to blur it out. And then right here, you're going to have the different stages. As you can see, there's a torque cam you can put in or a power cam for stage 2. We are not doing that today. We are literally just going to do stage 1. And here's how you know we're just doing stage 1. Look at this. Air cleaner, exhaust. That's all we have done. Perfect. Open. Yes, I'm sure it matches. Okay, it's going to tell you right now what it's going to want to do is record data, make sure it sees everything that goes on, and then it's going to program your bike. So first it wants to see some data from your bike to see what it's doing. So as you can see, some air to fuel ratios, which is really sweet if you've never seen this kind of stuff before. And then of course, actually this is the lambda values. This is your air to fuel. So what we're going to do is just leave that right there. And what we want to do is press record. Now, when we press record, we're going to probably end up starting our bike right now to record some data. But first thing to do is I'm going to put Mika inside because this is going to scare the heck out of her otherwise. Once you have this green light again and you can press record, click here. it's going to tell you it needs to do another program. So we're going to let it do its thing. Perfect. It says it's complete. Press continue. Stop. Your motorcycle's calibration has been updated to allow you to gather data. So first thing you want to do is turn this off. Give it 20 seconds once again. After 20 seconds, go ahead and turn it back on. So like I said, from this point you would once again click on record data. As you can see what it's telling you right there about the record button. That's this little button right here to start and stop. That's why it's got the cover on it like this, so that way you can't accidentally bonk it. Now one thing I will tell you is it's saying on there you need to be extremely careful. They prefer dyno, but if you're going to do a track record, this is going to be your start and stop button for recording. And they want about 30 minutes of data. So from this point you would be going, and as you can see I've strapped this tuner up here away from the motor. You don't want heat to affect it because 30 minutes of riding you're going to get pretty warm. You want to make sure you're clear of the shift lever. You want to make sure, well, you're not going to have a passenger when you do this, but just make sure you're not going to bonk or get anything caught up in these cables. And then once we get this last step here, we will disconnect this cable and we'll go. This is a troubleshooting guide. As you can see, blinking slow, it's recording. Blinking fast, buffering full. And then of course, right here, it's going to say ECU detected. And if the light is off, ECU is not detected. So let's go here, VCI record mode. Do not under any circumstances interrupt VCI during setup or download. Okay. So it's preparing it for recording. Right here it says disconnect it. And then from right here, I'm going to come over here. See how it's on steady right now? That means it's turned on. And then it's going to say connect to the motorcycle, which it is. Okay. And now it says, this is for afterwards, for when you want to download it all. So for right now, all you want to do is disconnect that. After you've disconnected it, hit this button. Slow blinking. It's now recording. From here, come up to your bike. Hit right here and start it. Let it idle for a sec. Let it gather some recording data from it. We can see it's turned on right now. So let's see, I want to see if I turn it. Perfect. So after we start it, now it's recording. Very important. If it's just steady red, that means that it's currently just turned on. It's not actually recording. When it's like this, it's actually recording. So from here, after you get back from your ride, go ahead, hit this right here. That'll start blinking again, letting you know. We'll come over here. We'll say download data. Do not under any circumstance yet. All right. Now, I might not have much data. I didn't go anywhere too crazy. I just wanted to test this out because I hear sometimes it can hiccup. And so I figured, you know what? Let's make sure this thing is recording. I highly suggest that what you do is not only just do this once. If you can, every now and then, if you want for the next little while, especially if you're doing some drives to work and whatnot, strap that thing there and record the data. It's a really good thing to have, and it's going to make sure that that tune is 100% not going to lean your bike out. Again, this is going to be completely up to you, but I mean, one time you're probably going to be too ecstatic about the tune. You might not do the bike any justice until later on, and then this is going to record while you're doing certain maneuvers, as long as you remember to hit that button. That's my only pet peeve, is it doesn't have like an auto sense that the motor started, which is fine, but you have to remember to hit that button every time you turn your bike off. And as long as you do that, and if you stall, you make sure you hit that button, you'll be good. So, like I said, this one's probably not going to be a very full file. I just wanted something to test this out with for the video, as I plan on actually doing some more vigorous testing with this. Like I said, and more data logging. That's one of the reasons why I picked this up is, I mean, that's a Jeep Hemi project, as most know from the channel. And I've been doing a lot of data logging because I have to make sure that all of my injectors are doing what they need to. And I'm making sure the fuel and everything is, I don't want that motor to lean out. And I want to make sure that the upgraded cam in there is doing what it should too. Again, we're just doing stage one on this bike. It's nothing too extreme. If we were doing a whole new cam inside the bike, I would be data logging for quite a while just to make sure you have everything you need. If I'm honest, this is the first tuner I've ever used, because that GTI is tuned by Unitronic. They don't do data logging. It just flashes it and there you go. It's kind of cool that they actually data log and then adjust the tune for the bike as it data logs. It's really unique, and it makes the tune unique to each motor. So that's definitely cool. You can see it's got a base calibration ID right there. And I've put the description as first ride, which means first ride since the calibration. And then what my thumb's covering is my VIN. Press continue. From right here, it's going to show you all the tables. It's altered a little bit just from your riding. You can see they're highlighted a little bit here. Everything's doing what it should. And then from here, you can then send program. And if you hit program, it's going to take everything you just did and program it. It's just telling me I've recorded too many times, so it's not going to save there. We're going to press OK and then let it do its thing. And after it's done, oh, right here, you can see it says continue. Programming complete. Enjoy your ride. But first it says, make sure you turn it off. Right there. Wait 20 seconds, then turn it back on. And then we will press continue. See, this is why you get a little excited. If you get any DTCs, which is engine codes, leave it plugged in, turn the bike so it's on but not running, hit the toolbox. Once you do that, DTCs. Right now, it says there's no codes, but historic codes, it's telling you some. So what you can do, if it's still showing a check engine light, but there's no actual current codes going on, if you don't want that light to be there, press clear DTC or clear history. Look, no fault codes present. Now, if you cycle your bike and when you turn it on, it won't show any more DTCs. So when you're done, you want to take this connector and put it back on that holder down here. This is to make sure it doesn't get crimped. So again, that connector is just under right here. Once that's clipped on, you just tuck it in, because like again, you don't want to crimp that connector and cause any shorts or anything, because that would suck. And then from here, take your cover and you'll see there's two little rubber feet on it right there. Put that in the light. And there's two bolts right there, those silver bolts that are right there. You just want to go and sink this on. And after you push it on, we'll put that screw back in. Just make sure you line those up. And we're good to go. And that's how you do it. And again, I wouldn't let it stop there. I would do a couple more recordings at random times, even random times of the year. This is important too, because your bike's gonna run different when it's hot out and when it's cold out. If you want to, you can even save them as different tunes. I don't know if you can do that with this bike, but a lot of people don't ride in the winter. But even then, if you're riding in colder months, you can have a colder month tune and a warmer month tune. Just something to consider. Again, that's a quick look at how to program your bike for stage one. Other than that, thanks again for watching. Press a little like if it helped you out. Subscribe for more.